last weekend of summer, but with football very much in the air. If you're an LSU Tiger, a home game means a walk down Victory Hill to the cheers of the adoring fans in anticipation of another football Saturday in Death Valley. If you're an Auburn Tiger, you arrive here at LSU undefeated, but a bit shaken after 2 uneven early season performances. It's Tiger versus Tiger on a showdown Saturday in the SEC. We welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS, now in its 20th season. This afternoon from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, it's the Tigers against the Tigers. This is a newly enlarged arena. Now listed capacity is 102,000. Filled predominantly with purple and gold, with a splash of blue and orange representing the Tigers of Auburn. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. This is the second weekend of SEC competition, and this is one of 4 games on this second weekend. This one has about it a component of early season critical. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. First of all, the spotlight on Jeremy Johnson of Auburn.
You know, Vern, I hate to be real critical of Jeremy because Jeremy needs help. Auburn is a running team, but when they throw, Jeremy was counted on to bring more than he has so far in this year. He started off a big shaky with his decision making in the passing game, and when he's made those mistakes, it's been big for Auburn. But this finish last week, I think, is going to be big for Jeremy. Look for him today to join the running attack for Auburn. I think they have to have him if they're going to be successful.
Well, Brandon Harris, the sophomore quarterback for LSU, gets his first start ever in this facility.
And he's got weapons all over the field. He's got receivers begging for the football. He's got plenty of talent, but he's got to get comfortable in the job. So far, LSU has been managing him in their first game against Mississippi State. But today, I look for Cam Cameron to let him go early, spread the field out, and perhaps even give a dose of that running quarterback that Auburn struggled with.
Auburn needs a running game. LSU's got one.
They sure do. I think everybody in the country would like to have this guy. Maybe the premier running back in college football. I predict that he gets at least 25 carries in this football game. And if Auburn can't start him from getting going, it's going to be a long day.
Well, on this early September afternoon, it is hot and it is humid right now at 92 degrees. And Allie LaForce is right down there in the heat.
Vern, the local weather forecast might say 92 degrees, but I have a thermometer down here on field level, and it's telling me that it feels more like 115 degrees. This thermometer is almost maxed out. In fact, we had the local CBS affiliate meteorologist tell me that this is the second hottest game to ever be played in Death Valley. One LSU player just told me that he can feel the heat from the turf coming through his cleat. It poses serious safety issues for both teams. They started taking precaution last night. LSU gave its players heat guard pills, basically a modern day version of a salt pill. They doubled the fluids. They put extra fans behind the benches, and they're using ice towels throughout the game. It's also a safety issue for all of the fans here. They were given paper fans as they walked into the stadium, but I saw one fan grab a hot dog box and just use that as a fan. They're grabbing anything they possibly can. We'll let you know how it affects the game as the game continues.
And a moment ago, first on the field in Death Valley, the LSU Tigers ranked 13th. Their first game was canceled against McNeese State. They won last week at Mississippi State. The Auburn Tigers are 2-0, but shaky wins both. On the road or in Atlanta against Louisville, and last week at home against Jacksonville State in overtime. And moments ago, our Allie LaForce with LSU head coach Les Miles.
Coach, Death Valley is not kind to anyone, especially Auburn, who you've defeated 7 consecutive times here at home. What does your team need to do to make that 8?
Play like Tigers. Do the things that we came to do. Just relax, you know, play to the emotion of the day.
Brandon Harris made his very first career start against Auburn last year. It ended in a 41-7 loss. Now he gets a chance at revenge. Why will it be different this time around?
Yeah, revenge is not what we're after. We're talking about playing our game and doing the things that we come to do. And and relaxing Brandon Harris and saying, hey, just execute the play that we call.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you. Auburn won the toss. They have deferred the option to the second half. That means they will kick off. LSU will return. 50th all-time meeting. Daniel Carlson will kick off. He's put 9 of 11 this year into the end zone for touchbacks. Dante Jackson, number 1, is the deep man. He takes it, and he takes a knee. And now the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. We cue the cow and introduce you to Brandon Harris.
Extremely gifted athlete. He believes he's ready. More importantly, his team believes he's going to break out at any second. I expect they're going to let him throw early before the game mounts up with pressure.
Allie mentioned he had a disastrous game in his one start at Auburn last year. 3 of 14 for 58 yards, and 52 of those yards came on 1 completion. Fournette is the deep back in the eye. Breaks into the secondary. Watch out. Now he's got a one-man convoy. One guy has the angle, and he does bring him down. It was Jonathan Jones who cut him off. Nevertheless, a 71-yard gain.
So much for the passing game. Ha! 1 cutback and he's gone. 1 missed tackle from the secondary, and I'm shocked he didn't get in the end zone.
Might he here? No, he will not. He is up and over the top and stopped short. Well, plaudits to Jonathan Jones, who never...
Absolutely. I thought 1 cutback and he was going to walk in.
Yeah. Now Auburn making some defensive changes. Will Muschamp, in his second tour of duty as the defensive coordinator. There's Jones. Saved 6, at least for now.
Well, Muschamp knew if he didn't stop the tailback, he had no chance in this game.
John David Moore is the fullback. He leads the way to the right side. And here's Fournette. He did not get in.
Stuffed up well by that Auburn defense. Made piles out of the last 2 plays. No movement.
Leading tackler then was Casanova McKenzie, who's off a terrific game. He had 13 tackles at home last week in the opener. And now John David Moore is out. They go with the second running back. This is Darrell Williams. And he will be the blocker in front of Fournette.
Seems odd. Will he be
It
a
does.
carrier or a receiver?
Play action, option pitch. No. Harrison for touchdown. He faked the throw to Fournette and then took the option himself, and LSU is on the board.
Well, Auburn has struggled with the running quarterback in both football games, but they did well with first and second down, and this wasn't a walk-in, well defended, but just too much pressure, too many ways to run the ball or run the option, and well, that's an early dagger to this prideful Auburn defense.
Trey Domingue was 3 of 3 for extra points last week. He and Delahousie, Kobe, the field goal kickers in a spirited contest. Here's the kickoff. Jonathan Ford will take a knee. And Auburn. Well, Jonathan Ford during the week was asked about Leonard Fournette, and Gary?
Yeah, he said, yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. First play of the game. Now, you know all week that this is what they've talked about. Jonathan Ford trying to get his team ready, leading tackler from a year ago. He knew he had to come up and fill that lane. Now he ran into the umpire. That was part of it. But that's a big play. Just an easy dive play to really put 7 points on the board.
Auburn first down 10. Jeremy Johnson, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in the first 2 games. Out of the gun. Jet sweep coming left to Carlo Lewis. and he doesn't get much. Time now for the Chick-fil-A starting quarterback. And let's talk with about Jeremy Johnson.
How do they get Jeremy Johnson involved in this game? Remember, it's been running quarterbacks for Auburn that has produced big yardage against LSU in past games, and so far early in this year, LSU in the past has had trouble with running quarterbacks.
Peyton Barber is the starter. He comes left. He's not a speedster, but he really gives them an effort. And he's got a first down out to the 36. Braden Smith led the way around. Offensively, it's Coleman, Kozan, Golson. Avery Young was hurt last week in the win over Jacksonville State, but he is back. Quick flip out to the right side. This is Ricardo Lewis. And he is tackled as he gets to the 38-yard line. Defensively for the LSU Tigers, Neal, Godchaux, Locouture, Bauer, Kendall Beckwith. Off to a good start, and Jamal Adams, they rave about his ability. Number 33. Second down and 8. Quick flip this side, and it's taken by Kerryon Johnson.
You know, it's pretty hot. We teed it up, Vern. You said the second hottest game of the year, and what does Les Miles come out in his jacket? He's the only one with long sleeves besides me and you for the Open in this stadium. Is he trying to do a reverse Woody Hayes? You know, Woody used to do the short sleeves in the 40-degree weather. Les is trying to go the opposite. It's not hot if I'm wearing a jacket.
Blitz from the corner. Johnson reads the hot man. He's got it to Kerryon Johnson. He dives after the contact, and that is an Auburn first down.
Well, you can see one wrinkle already that Auburn is going to try to employ in this game. They're looking for some big plays, and they're trying to find other players to get the ball to. And Kerryon Johnson, a true freshman who's finally healthy, is another guy they're trying to get big plays. I mean, this Auburn offense only has 4 plays of plus 20 for the season. That used to be a staple for them.
Yes, it was. Here's the pitch, Johnson, and a great defensive penetration. Good play by Jamal Adams. We just highlighted him in the intros of the defensive unit.
Well, Jamal Adams is a special player. Everybody who's watched him play know that. Out at practice Thursday, Vern, it was basically a walkthrough, and I must have heard Jamal Adams say 25 times, let's get it going, let's pick it up, let's pick it up. He is so intense.
Barber is now back in. Oh, man, that's a lateral. It slipped there, a fumble, really, not a lateral. It went right out of his hands. Oh,
and
mercy.
He had Jason Smith wide open over the middle of the field, but he just, in the high humidity, has just let it go. Wow. Well, he's lucky he got it back.
Yes, it was.
Usually, if you're getting any kind of pass rush, that's a turnover amount. Remember against Louisville in 3rd and long, Gus Malzahn was upset with himself, putting Jeremy in a bad position to make a mistake in this situation. Let's see what the play calling is here. He needs to protect his quarterback early in this game.
That was a loss of 18. It's 3rd and 29. Yeah. Johnson keeps it. They keep it conservative. And he gets positive yardage out near the 36-yard line. Tre'Davious White, number 18, a celebrated number for LSU. One player chosen each year to wear that number. It's a tradition that started with Matt Mauck down in 2003. Kevin Phillips is on to punt. Tre'Davious White, who wears number 18, he's the 7th player to wear that since Mauck. And the other previous 18s all vote on who gets the honor in which year. Kevin Phillips, number 91. Here's the punt. Fair catch. White comes up, lets it bounce, and it takes an Auburn roll. 43-yard punt, nothing on the return. Well, you could say, I guess, without any contradiction, it's the eye of the tiger. LSU gets the ball for the 2nd time. They went 75 yards in 4 plays in the opener, 71 of those yards on a gallop by Leonard Fournette. He goes to the left side. Quick flip, little screen. He's got two blockers in front. And he moves it out across the 30, near the 32. Casanova McKenzie, number 8, made the tackle.
Quick pass. This does not only help the quarterback get into the football game, kind of gets your offensive line a little respite on a play. You only have to block them a half a second.
Gosh, you got respite into the telecast early.
I was running out of words.
That was outstanding. John David Moore is the fullback. He leads the way for Fournette, who was tackled. And let's set the LSU offense. Brandon Harris, as we've said, this is his 3rd start. Up front, you've got to change at left guard. Mai Tahuma, a true freshman. Posick, the center. And Vidal Alexander, we had a chance to chat with him. And what an impressive young man is number 74. Said he was offered a scholarship as a freshman at Buford, Georgia High School by Nick Saban. But his folks were from Louisiana.
So he was all in for LSU, right?
Yeah. Williams is the tailback now. Good toss. Well, they like this guy, too. I mean, he's not going to supplant Fournette, but defensively for Auburn, they're missing a key man up front. Carl Lawson did not make the trip. He's only played 1/2 this year. Got injured in Louisville. Montravius Adams has played well in their first 2 games.
MVP so far.
Yeah. And down Blake Countess, who takes the place of the injured Jeremiah Holsey. Holsey tore an ACL last week. Quick flip, left side. This one is caught by Darius Geis, a true freshman. Scrambled for the ball. He appears to have moved the chain. And there's a injured player down. That's Devontae Lambert, the defensive end for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, completely away from the play, too, on the right side. Over here, you know, it was one of those run-pass plays, Vern, where the line is blocking a run play and the quarterback has the option of throwing it out there. So over here, Lambert is going, wait a second, I'm taking on a play, a running play, and you mean to tell me I did all this and got hurt and it wasn't even a running play? Modern football. Those are RPOs, run-pass options, and the quarterback has the ability to give it to the wide receiver or whatever.
Well, he is walking off unaided, and I'm wondering now if he's not singing soprano. Looks like that might have been the injury. Gotcha.
I understand it. I'm sure most of our listeners do.
First down at the 40. Toss again. Here comes the sweep. Traven Durrell. He's got great speed if he can get loose. But he doesn't this time. Nice pursuit led by Tim Irvin, number 22. Fournette is back in. Now here comes John David Moore, the fullback, number 44. 7-0. First quarter. 4:30 to go in the opening quarter of play. Fournette, 5 for 82, 71 of those on his first carry of the ball game. Second down. Harris, handoff Fournette.
So now we've got a passing situation. Will they get a pass rush or will they throw the ball down the field?
Well, they've got 4 down, and it appears they are not coming. There's a twist defensively. Harris, he's got the ability to do this, and he is loose and out of bounds near the 10. Blake Countess finally got there.
Well, Will loves to chase those crossing routes with his linebackers. 2 Auburn players chase one crossing route, and that's the breakdown in the defense. That's a miscommunication in that Auburn secondary. One of the things talking to Will yesterday, Bernie said, when talking to my players after the last 2 games, they all said that this is the most defensive packages we've had. They asked him to cut it down, but they still make a mental mistake there.
27-yard gain on the run. Here's the toss. Interesting, they toss. Here's the Darrell Williams run inside the 5. and down at the 2.5-yard line.
One of the few teams that still do this, a toss with the quarterback and still an inside power play. Quarterback actually has a blocking assignment after he tosses the ball.
Second down and goal, backs in the arm. Play action, Harris, he's got a man in the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Colin Jeter, the second-string tight end, number 81. Young man who started his academic career at the Air Force Academy. Family illness forced him home. Played in junior college for a year at Kilgore. And he's in his first year here.
Well, that's something LSU fans do not see a lot of. In 2013, one touchdown pass to the tight end. Last year, Vern, none. So they're ahead of the pace.
Domingue with the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 14-0. Tigers lead Tigers. 14-0. The LSU Tigers leading the Auburn Tigers. They've dominated here in the first quarter. A 4-play drive, the highlight of which was a 71-yard Fournette run and a 13-play drive of 78 yards. The highlight of which was a 27-yard Brandon Harris run. Trent Domingue will kick off, number 14. Kerryon Johnson, number 21, is one of the two deep men. He will get the kick and he will take a knee. 3rd and 11. LSU, are they going to blitz? They're going to bring 5-6. Johnson out of the backfield's got a man at the 31-yard line. That's Stanton Truitt, a redshirt freshman. That is his first catch of the season, and it's enough to move the chain.
It's an interesting call by Kevin Steele. I mean, this is a great rush, it's a great rushing front, 4-man front. But in that situation on long yardage with a struggling quarterback, he kind of made it easy by giving him a man-to-man read and an easy throw. Good pickup on the block, on the blitz, and they move the chains.
Kevin Steele is in his first year as the defensive coordinator, replacing John Chavis, who's now at Texas A&M. Here's a toss on first down. It's Kerryon Johnson, who had 2 carries for the year coming in. It's Kerryon.
But he's healthy. Rock Thomas and Javon Robinson have been struggling a bit. Kerryon is finally healthy, and they need somebody else to help Peyton Barber.
2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line. Ricardo Lewis in motion across the backfield. They go to the right side, and Barber looks for a first down.
Positive play.
Yep.
Here's the tough thing for Gus right now calling this game. He likes to go hurry up, but he's got a hot day. His defense is having trouble stopping them with plays. By going hurry up, he could be playing to his defense being right on the field. So he's caught in between on what to exactly do with his style.
That's the end of the first quarter, 14-0 LSU. We'll return to Baton Rouge after this message and a word from your local station. You're back to Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge. New capacity, 102,000. And look at this temperature on the field. It's lit. My gosh.
Yeah, and the far side stands. I mean, you're staring. That sun is beating on you.
And the far side
bench.
Yes. And will remain in the sun for most of the game. First down and 10, Auburn. Johnson. Center is Austin Golson. Quick flip, near side. Chandler Cox. Boom. Incomplete.
Yeah, Chandler Cox is one of those 2 freshman fullbacks that really Gus has really worried about trying to find the rhythm of this team. He goes, you know, yes, Jeremy needs to play better, but we're very young at that fullback position. Was so important to this offense, getting experience there. Cox, a true freshman, just found out what it was like to get hit in an SEC football game.
Going deep, double coverage, interception. intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. No.
Yes,
No, he dropped it.
Now, it's going to be reviewed.
Okay.
He did drop the ball. Now, whether he came through with the catch, very interesting. Inside jump ball, catches it. 1, 2, 3, starts to turn and make a football move. Yes, the knee, the elbow hit the ground. They ruled it a catch on the field, and that'll be an interception.
That's the 6th interception thrown by Jeremy Johnson in 2.5 games.
Nobody's counting except for everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the way I used to look at it.
Well, you even talked to Malzahn yesterday about how many were poor throws or poor decisions.
He said, I got to help him out, but, you know, this is a tough league, and nobody feels sorry for you, especially after you just whipped up on this team a year ago.
See what Auburn has dialed up defensively. They've got 5, 6 men up on the line. There's a run blitz, and Fournette just keeps his feet chugging and works it down inside the 35.
Lawrence, number 94, is back in the backfield, gets pushed down. Oh,
gosh.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get thrown out. I'm surprised he did not get ejected.
Ethan Posick was the recipient of that. It's almost a slug, a fist to the face, not a hand to the fist. 2nd down. Harris, Fournette, 1st down at the 26.
Well, Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator for Auburn, is not unfamiliar with Fournette. For Florida last year, he got a first mouthful of Fournette. He carried the ball 27 times last year against his Florida Gator team for 140 yards, almost his breakout game when he became the horse of this LSU backfield.
He had a career high of 159, did Fournette. Last week in the win at Mississippi State, he's over 100 now, 9 carries, and he'll get it along again and comes left. You know, there's so many stories about the involvement of these young men in Katrina. This is the 10-year anniversary. Right. Fournette has a story about him and his family, his mom, his 2 sisters, his brother. 4 nights and 5 days with thousands of others on the Claiborne Street Bridge in New Orleans before they got rescued and got out of there. And his is not the only story among the young men on this LSU team. I formation. Toss. Lead block from Moore. Fournette to the 15-yard line. That might be enough for a 1st down. Chris Frost, number 17, is the first man there.
He'll tap out now. That's a lot of carries in this thing, and they don't want to get him dinged or anything. You got to use him. He likes to lather up, and looks like Darius Geis is coming in the game. Their freshman tailback, who they just love and thinks he's going to be a spectacular football player.
Wearing number 5.
Can come out of the backfield. They say he can do it all and might be as the, I know, it's hard to believe, the fastest back, because Fournette's pretty fast.
Play action. Into the corner. Trayvon Durrell is overthrown, incomplete. I wrote this down about Geis yesterday when we talked to Les. It's not often you hear a head coach talk about a freshman like this. Well, first, the end of the play.
Yeah, just a fade throw to the outside, just a little bit through it where nobody else could get it.
And he said of Geis, he has unbelievable skills.
Right. We haven't heard anything like that since Jackson, quarterback for LSU, coach, kind of going out of his way to tell us about a player that's never played before.
Geis is still on the field. Harris comes near side.
Great read.
Nice tackle. Trey Matthews, number 28.
Yeah. Last time we saw Trey, he had that injured shoulder. We talked about it earlier. It's one of the transfers, obviously from Georgia. Veteran players. The secondary is somewhat of a concern. You know, without Hosley, one of their veterans, they play 3 true freshmen, 1 sophomore, and 2 transfers, along with Jonathan Ford.
Rudy works. That's his nickname. 3rd down. Durrell and Dupree, 2 wide receivers wide.
How aggressively do they get with Harris here?
Well, here's the blitz. Harris got a man wide open and overthrows it. Whoa! Traven Doral had 2 steps on the defender.
Ball was a little late. He threw it. He didn't time it out right, and he knew he was late with the throw. So when he tried to hurry it up, the ball should have been halfway there when he makes his break. Since he was late, he knew that window was going to get passed by, and that's why it sailed.
Trent Domingue will try his first field goal of this season and only the 5th of his career. Last year, he was 2 of 3 against A&M, missed the other. This will be from 32, which, if good, will be his career long. Now, we were alerted to the possibility that Domingue would replace Delahousie as the field goal kicker in this one, and he increases the lead to 17-6. Defensive line coach.
Yeah, along with Kevin Steele, Les Miles was able to bring in Ed Orgeron, one of the great defensive line coaches in all of college football, and he attracts good pass rushers. They come to him like magnets. Arden Key, their high recruit out of Georgia, said, I committed the day that Ed Orgeron signed at LSU.
Well, a former head coach at Ole Miss, then the defensive coordinator at USC, served as the interim coach after Lane Kiffin was fired, and was very disappointed that he didn't get the USC job. Made himself available, and here's a pooch kick, right side. Up and caught at the 28-yard line by Auburn.
Vern, this is the time. Remember, Auburn gets the ball to start the second half. They could put together a 5-minute drive here and get the ball back. They could climb back into this football game right here.
On first down 10. And off left side, there's a broken tackle. And Peyton Barber scoots down the sidelines and is out of bounds, apparently with a first down. It is indeed move the sticks.
Well, that offensive line has been counted on, been so effective. This time, Kozan coming around the edge. Well blocked and well run. And this ain't going to be pretty.
Johnson in trouble. He's in further trouble. And he's knocked out of bounds with a loss all the way back to the 39. Ricky Jefferson, number 29, first in pursuit.
I think it was Gottschall, number 57, that busted the play up early, and that really ended it. You know, maybe not the tackle on the play, but that spilled it to the outside, and then there was no way to run away from 11 defenders with this kind of speed.
And so now Auburn's looking at a 2nd and 17, and a quarterback who is 5 of 9 for a modest 30 yards in this game, and he's thrown a pick. Quick flip, left side, nothing. Well, something. Carry on Johnson, number 21. Lamar Lewis, number 11, made the tackle.
You know how they say, Vern, an offensive lineman, if you don't say anything about him, that's a good thing? Well, Kevin Tolliver, a true freshman corner, we haven't even mentioned his name. That's a good thing. When you're playing corner, you're playing bump and run man-to-man, and we haven't even mentioned his name. That's a good thing.
Rock Thomas is in the backfield. Chandler Cox sets up to the left side.
I don't think LSU is going to blitz on this one. Last time, 3rd and long, they did.
Yep. Bring 4. Drop 7. Johnson across the middle. 1 hopper, incomplete. Duke Williams, the intended receiver, he was somewhere in the neighborhood.
Williams and Jeremy Johnson were not on the same page on that throw. Johnson thought Duke Williams was going to come straight across, and Williams was going to the middle of the field. It was not on the same page at all.
That brings on Kevin Phillips. Tre'Davious White is at the 13-yard line. He's going to let this one go over his head. Something goes Auburn way.
And all 3 timeouts for Auburn. Again, they've still got an opportunity to climb back in this game with a stop here.
Les Miles is 11-0 in day games here, by the way. On first down. A couple of yards. Leonard Fournette back in. And I guess we should mention this, that Brandon Harris is seeking his first win in his first start here. The last 11 LSU quarterbacks who've made their first start at home have won each time out, 11-0. And Harris's team is leading 17-0. It'll be third down. And let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Jeremy Johnson has been trying to figure out how he can better his game offensively. So he didn't start this game with a glove on, but then after he was struggling through the interception, we saw him put this glove on. It's nice and sticky. He thought it would help with his grip. Well, after that last drive, Coach Lashley, the offensive coordinator, came over, took it off of his right hand and threw it behind the bench and said, you don't need this glove. You need to figure it out mentally.
That all came also on Allie's report from the time the ball slipped out of his hand early in the game.
Yep.
So, you know, maybe an overreaction, but I'll admit, the passing game's not been there.
On third down.
They got it.
Big.
Yep.
Brandon Harris spilled at the 45.
That's that running quarterback that has been giving Auburn fits. Jacksonville State, the keep here going the opposite way, design play, well blocked by Clapp again, number 64. Jacksonville State had 18 plays of plus 10 yards against Auburn's defense. 18.
That was a 33-yard game to complement a 27-yarder earlier by Harris.
And now it becomes a scoring opportunity for LSU instead of Auburn.
And the toss to Fournette. Gets a block on the edge from his tight end. And Blake Countess, number 24, makes the tackle. By the way, Colin Jeter has been back on the field. He was the tight end who was hit by Countess earlier in this quarter, but he has been back for 2 or 3 plays. Second down. Traven Durrell gets a bit of a block, but then he makes a heck of a move.
It's that talent outside. Durrell, Dupree, Trey Quinn. I mean, he just takes Jonathan Jones that time and stutter steps him and gets away. And Durrell is 6'2", 203. Had a question to Les about Matthew Flynn, which was really funny.
Fournette. One more tackle to break. He did. LSU touchdown.
To say this stuff because you get crushed by saying it, but if you're not reminded of Herschel Walker after that run.
I know that Bill Bates is sitting at home in Jacksonville, the Tennessee great,
My God.
and thinking, I've been there. Offense in the first 30 minutes of play for LSU, 307. Auburn was 70. Let's go down to Allie, who's with Gus Malzahn.
Coach, 0 is not a number that Auburn is used to seeing. It seems like Jeremy Johnson is out of sync with his receivers. What seems to be the problem?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say right now. We got to figure out to run the football. We do got to get in sync in the passing game. Right now our passing game is god-awful, and we got to figure out a way to get some passes when they're there, and we got to be able to run the ball.
Almost all of LSU's success has come on the ground, over 250 yards rushing already. How do you limit that performance?
Well, we got to keep the defense off the field, too. It works both ways right there. We got to score some points to give our defense a little life.
Any chance you make a quarterback change?
We'll talk at halftime. We'll see what happens.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back up. That's the end of the first half. 24-0 here at Tiger Stadium. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. Welcome back to Tigers Stadium, where the LSU Tigers have a comfortable 24-0 lead at the half. Auburn won the option, deferred the option till this half, so they will get the ball. Trent Domingue will kick off. Jonathan Ford and Blake Countess are the deep men. This will be 8 yards back. And a moment ago, Allie the Force with LSU coach Les Miles.
Coach, Auburn hasn't been shut out in the first half since 2013, but you got it done. How were you able to be so dominant defensively?
I think all three phases. If you watch this play, the defense was dominant to start the game. Offensively, we rushed the football. Leonard Fournette in the first scrimmage play, bust off for a long gain, almost a touchdown. And the special teams, we're making them punt. We're fielding those punts. I mean, if we keep playing like that, that's the recipe for victory.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jeremy Johnson is the signal caller on first down. This is Stanton Pruitt on the jet sweep. He goes to the left side. There was some speculation that we might see Sean White, at least for now. It's Johnson's team.
It's going to be a gut check for Auburn. I'm sure Gus Malzahn walked in that locker room and said, listen, LSU's not going to feel sorry for you. We are going to watch how you play this second half. We've lost games before in this conference and come back. I'm going to watch how you play the second half of this football game for the rest of our season. Who's going to play and who's going to get snaps.
Keep it on the ground, go left. That's Rock Thomas. And the pile is still moving. How about that? Yeah, went to a football game and a rugby scrum broke out. They have marked it down at the 38-yard line. That's good for a first down after the 38-yard line. Johnson out of the shotgun, first down 10. Truitt to his right. Kerryon Johnson is to the left. Here's Johnson in trouble, caught and dropped. Deshaun Bauer, number 46.
Well, Tre'Davious White that time, Vern, he saw the peeling guy come on the wheel, but watch White looking inside. He shoves off, and then he falls off. Nowhere to throw the ball. Keep it in front of you. Nowhere for Johnson to go with the ball. Sack.
Second down, 13. 4 receivers out. Design quarterback draw. Oh, my goodness. Now, he does not have great speed, but he's got a chance. Touchdown, Auburn. Out of nowhere.
Running quarterback. This Auburn offense doesn't work without one.
65 yards.
Well, obviously at halftime, he woke up and thought he was Cam Newton.
You bet. And, you know, he does run under 4.6, Vern. He's not one of those dynamic runners, but he's got good speed. And that time, Jamal Adams runs around a block, gambles a bit too much, and that allows what would have been a big play to be a touchdown play.
Daniel Carlson for the extra point. And all of a sudden, the most unexpected of plays from a quarterback not known for his running ability. 65 yards on the quarterback draw. That was Braden Smith leading him downfield. 24-7.
Well, that's got to feel good to that Auburn football team. A quarterback who's struggling. Now that quarterback makes a play, and all of a sudden, you know, Les is doing an interview with Allie, which obviously he has to do, and he's talking about everything looks good, and all of a sudden now it's a football game again.
Well, they've got a new kicker on now. They go for the onside kick, a pooch kick, and it's taken easily. Will Hastings came on and kicked it right into the hands of Colin Jeter. 65-yard run, by far the longest of his career. Toss right, Fournette. He's got 2 blockers in front of him. He's got a little speed, doesn't he? And he's down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, got a late hold, I think, on that play.
First down, the Tigers.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, number 74, offense. a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Dell Alexander, the tackle, pulls around the outside, and once he gets into the secondary, you can't throw like that. So that could have been a obviously bigger play, but you know, the adjustment, as you can see, Alexander right there throws inside on McKenzie right there, and it could have been out the back door. You know, the adjustment that the Auburn offense makes to run the quarterback, that's pretty easy. I don't know what adjustments you make if you're Will Muschamp. I mean, you've had 8 men in the box. They played man. They blitzed. When you get blocked at the line of scrimmage and the tailback running, not a lot you can grab.
Here's the toss near side. And Fournette gets around the corner. Look at him bull over the defender. That will elicit roars of triumph and adulation from this crowd that exceeds 90,000.
I had a couple guys in the press box come up to me, longtime LSU watchers, and have been watching LSU football for probably 56 years, and 50, 60 years. And they've said they think that Fournette is the best back that's ever played at LSU. You know, there's a retired name up here on this stadium. But, I mean, Leonard Fournette is now into the area where he could be an all-time great for LSU.
Darius Geis after that first down of 20. Here's Harris being chased. He goes it right side. What a throw. What a throw. It is ruled incomplete, but nevertheless, Malachi Dupree, number 15.
Yeah, and this ball should have been caught by Dupree, because this is as an athletic throw as you can make. Going to your right, off your back foot, about a 35-yard throw right there, and maybe their best receiver just drops it. I mean, you got to think again about Fournette. I mean, a 10.68 100-meter in high school. Fournette, you were talking about Alexander, the first ever player in LSU history who was offered a scholarship as a freshman football player.
It'll be second down and 10. Brandon Harris will go from the spread. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Hand off. This is Darius Geis.
Look at that.
Number 5.
Look at that jump slashing move right there. Talking to Cam Cameron about him and Les Miles, he said, you know, the high school team he played for really didn't even give him that many rush attempts. He came here, first scrimmage, we knew he was going to play.
That was a gain of 15, and it's first down now. LSU with under 12 to go, third quarter. Darius Geis remains on the field and gets the handoff. Cuts back to his right. He is clobbered as he gets inside the 30-yard line. Ouch.
Well, he can really jump around, can he? He's not a small back either. He's 222 pounds. He looks short, but he is stocky and strong. And boy, as Vern told you earlier, the coaches could not stop talking about him. I mean, with Williams, Fournette, and Geis, that's another 3 group.
Yes, it is.
Embarrassment of riches.
Here's Fournette, lead blocker. He's into the secondary. Spills that guy, sheds that one. Another touchdown for Leonard Fournette. Man, oh man.
I got 2 thoughts that nobody's going to want to hear. Number 1 is, can you send in your Heisman ballot now? And number 2 is, you know he has to play college football another year? Because this guy's could play at any team on any level in the NFL. He would be a star right now.
Doman with the extra point.
I mean, this was like the bull through the matador cape right here. I do not blame Trey Matthews for trying to go high, but it didn't work.
What a highlight reel. Time call.
mean, I know it's almost hearsay to bring up those Herschel Walker, but you know who he does remind me of is Adrian Peterson. Peterson ran with that type of intensity, size, speed, even as a freshman at Oklahoma, and obviously still today in the NFL. That's a huge difference in their style of attack that so far Auburn has not been able to bring to 2015.
Well, there's Gus Malzahn, who's charged with solving the riddle. And so far, no way. Here's Barber. Again, you look at Fournette and the quality of the running back combo at LSU, and there's just not that kind of talent present for Auburn. Fumble. Ball's loose, still loose. It's recovered by LSU. The nightmare continues for Jeremy Johnson.
And Frank Herron, number 97, made an unbelievable play. He got off at the crack of the snap. He was off almost as the ball was moving, and they could not stop his penetration. I think that's him right there. Might be one more inside.
Nope,
yes.
it was.
Yeah, one more inside. He gets there, he disrupts, and I'm telling you, Ed Orgeron, if he's allowed to, will kiss him on this one, because that's exactly what he wants from that front. Sophomore, 6'4", 290 pounds. Did you see that get off right at the snap? Herron's in the backfield. And there it is. There, everybody else trying to kiss him, I'll tell you that. Look at that.
Oh, dear. And so, first down goal, LSU.
Yeah, that is quite a play. On the sideline, I'm watching it. They are really loving it.
On first down, it's Darrell Williams, and he surges down near the goal line. It'll be just short. Well, how about making amends for a 41-7 defeat last year in this game?
Coming right at you. Power play. Takes it into the secondary, falls forward. Darrell, probably the most power. Well, that's hard to say.
There's Orgeron.
At least tied with power.
Yeah.
Fournette.
Yeah. And Fournette is back on the field. Here comes Brandon Harris.
Not good not to have the quarterback out there.
No. High formation. Fournette, the deep back, gets the toss. He's got a touchdown. 37-7.
I think Brandon Harris thought it was Wildcat. That's why he was surprised, because they do the Wildcat. And, oh boy, that's the danger. You know, they don't, I mean, you run the ball, this could happen at any time, obviously, but this game is over. He takes a shot, looks like the helmet right to his knee as he flies up. Yeah, it looked like a helmet went right to his right knee. Whether it's Jonathan Ford, is that who it was?
We believe so.
And it's been so, I mean, the SEC has been shocked by their great running backs the last few years getting injured. Great crews. He looks like he caught it on his left knee there. And, you know, with Marcus Lattimore and Todd Gurley, and the whole conference is holding their breath on this elite athlete.
Well, Leonard Fournette on the LSU bench, getting a little massage on his left knee. But that's all. So we'll check in just a moment. Kerryon Johnson and Blake Countess are the two deep men for Auburn. This one will be returned. It's Kerryon Johnson from the 1. Nice. Even nicer. But he's down at the 42-yard line. Duke Riley, special team star, is the man who made the tackle. Another look at the touchdown, Gare.
Well, he goes in the air, and a helmet can happen at any time, right on that left knee or thigh.
Let's go down to Allie.
Leonard Fournette is now riding the stationary bike, and he doesn't seem too concerned at all. As the training staff was feeling around in that left knee, he kept shaking his head no, as though he's not feeling any pain, but they want him to keep it loose, don't let it stiffen up. So right now he's riding the stationary bike.
All right, Allie, thank you. First down 10 Auburn Tigers trailing 38-7. Johnson handoff. It's Rock Thomas. And a big gain over left guard to the 40-yard line. Kendall Beckwith made the tackle.
Well, Rock Thomas was a 5-star recruit a year ago for this football team, following a good block by Cameron Petway, that time number 36. Gashes inside, and Thomas finally showed a little bit of that explosiveness that the Auburn people were been waiting for.
3:40 to go, third quarter. Give it off again to Rock Thomas. Well, Kendall Beckwith made the tackle on that last picture. He's become a standout defensively. Let's go back a few years. This is Kendall Beckwith with Les Miles at the Tiger football camp. He's grown a little bit since then.
So he was, what, 11?
10 and a half.
10 and a half.
Yeah.
He only had 3 SEC offers. Isn't
that amazing?
Yeah.
Here's Johnson.
Oh.
Wow. How about that? Rock Thomas inside the 20.
That was a broken play, defensed perfectly again by Tre'Davious White, number 18. Same wheel route, same defense. Had it stopped completely, but Jeremy Johnson kind of runs through a tackle and dumps it off very nicely, in a positive play for Auburn.
First down 10 at the 19-yard line. Kind of an overwhelming stat in favor of LSU, 26-2. Sweep to the left. It's Rock Thomas again. Not much there. Deion Jones, number 45, with the stop.
Jones made the stop. Picked up a yard. Ball's on the 18. Second and 9.
Second and 9 from the 18. Up the middle, Johnson, nice move. And he picks up the first down. Well, I think. Let's see where they spot this.
Pretty close. Brandon Smith, same play that Johnson scored on earlier. Brandon Smith wrapping around, quarterback draw. Same exact play, almost same defense that they caught that time. And this time produces a first down instead of a touchdown.
It's a first down.
First down goal, Auburn. Right side, Rock Thomas. Oh, no, he kept it.
Oh,
Johnson.
the Alabama play.
Wow.
With Nick Marshall that sealed it late, remember, or tied it.
Yeah. Melvin Ray. Well,
I don't know if he was across the line of scrimmage or not. I'm sure the line is blocking that as a run play. That's one of those plays that the defensive coaches are really pulling out their hair about. Did he get across the line? Line's at about the 9. He's going to run it. He's going to keep
the ruling on the field. There is no beyond the line of scrimmage by the quarterback. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Yes. His whole body has to be across the line of scrimmage, and it looked to me like his trailing foot was on the blue line. So he goes. Now he's part of the ball's ahead of the line. His body's ahead of the line.
Daniel Carlson. The extra point is up and good. 1:03 to go in the third. 38-14.
Be interesting. Auburn has a chance. Obviously, got time in this game. Might not see Fournette anymore. If they can't stop LSU with their backups in a tailback, Auburn's got problems. Can they get a stop? Will Fournette play anymore?
My guess on the second is no. Apparently dodged a bullet with the helmet on the knee, on his left knee. Carlson will kick off. This will go left, and thought about it. Did Dante Jackson. Brandon Harris for the day. 8 of 13 for only 40 yards. He's run effectively twice. He flips it out right side. Traven Durrell breaks the tackle and has a first down at the 37-yard line.
Here's the thing about Fournette. I mean, I don't know if there's a big hurry or something to get him back in the game. I mean, they could also rest him the next 2 weeks if that's a bruise. See, that's one of the advantages we were talking to the LSU coaches about. That's how college football basically, instead of going running back by committee, they have games that they don't need him as much. So even if he's got a bruised knee, he could go almost 3 weeks before he has to play again.
Here's the sweep to the left. It's Geis. And a modest gain. Trey Williams, number 30, was the first guide there.
LSU will probably let this go all the way to the fourth quarter and play the clock a little bit. Get it into the fourth quarter.
End of 3 with our score 38-14 LSU. We'll return to Baton Rouge right after this message and a word from your local station. We welcome you back to Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. LSU leading large, 38-14. As we begin the fourth, Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, and the remainder of our crack CBS crew here in Baton Rouge. Here's the toss to Geis, and he gets a couple over the right side. I'm just curious about, obviously, Leonard Fournette, but what else has impressed you today?
I guess the depth of talent they have. You know, they've reloaded on the defensive line, the new style that Ed Orgeron has brought. When they went 8-5, I think that kind of ran through this. But are you concentrate on the fourth quarter, or what is this doing right here?
I can't believe that's not mine.
We got to concentrate.
There was a peanut butter cooking, and you took it. I saw.
We've got to finish this thing out. Look at this.
It's just snack time. What? This is not mine. It's not mine.
Me does think you protest too much.
Oh, I like to. There's possibility. Oh, you snuck that one. No wonder you were smiling.
But you're legendary. You know, there are stories about how some of your timing and calling plays is that you have the ability to call the game and eat at the same time. You know, that's a legendary thing.
That's terrible.
1st and 10.
Chomp. Oh, my goodness. No wonder you were grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Listen, big score, you got to have props.
Nick Fourcette is the running back. Now think about this. You've got Fournette. You back him up with Darrell Williams. Then you've got 2 freshmen, Darius Geis and Nick Fourcette. Right on.
Fourcette is right here from Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Local.
Play action. Left side, completed. John Diarse, number 9.
Diarse is one of about 6 receivers. When you watch them in practice, Vern, they all really look, you know, patterned, good receivers, good speed. Diarse is one of those, a little bit bigger than the other guys in body type, but another great target. And, you know, you see Brandon Harris, just a few throws. His timing and reading on his routes have still got a ways to go. But if the running game can work this way, there won't be a lot of pressure on him to make those big throws under the proper timing.
Fourcette goes left. Gets a block from Braikithian Mouton, number 47. And it'll be a 2nd down. Well, Auburn's got to regroup. They're going to be 2-1 out of this.
Right.
And they go back home. They've got Mississippi State at home next week.
I think that's a good team for them to get healthy against. You know, without Josh Robinson, the tailback for Mississippi State, turned pro, and that really, I think, caught Mississippi State and Dak Prescott shorthanded a bit. They really needed him to return.
Geis is back on the field. He gets the toss. Runs into, oh my goodness, he doesn't run into anybody.
Look at that.
My gosh! He's down short of the goal line, but what an effort.
The explosive quickness of Geis is so impressive. I mean, this is high-level competition, and this guy is compact, quick, strong, great receiver out of the backfield. He's going to be a future star.
And Les Miles will just reiterate, said yesterday, his skills are unbelievable.
Right. He right now is voting for a change in the rule that Fournette can turn pro after 2 years. He's going to say, just look how old he looks. He looks like he can play NFL ball.
Geis stays in there. Well, look at this. Stroll in untouched. Brandon Harris, touchdown. The game has gone into the 40s.
Auburn was attempting to call timeout, and they could not get the officials' attention. Probably a little bit about nothing at this point. Almost a busted play on this play, and Harris just runs it around the outside and untouched.
2010, Auburn ran for 440 yards against LSU. This afternoon, after the extra point is up and good, LSU has rushed for 409 yards.
It's a good stat.
And the Auburn Tigers are going to lose here again. Their last win in LSU was in 1999. And the kick. Kerryon Johnson will bring it out. Does a hurdle. And he gets to the 30 before he's tackled. First down 10.
Then the passing game will come off of that.
Gotcha. This is Kerryon Johnson.
21. Kerryon Johnson. Going wide.
I'll tell you what, if you're in the far stands with that sun in your eyes, hanging in with a score like this, sitting in that sun watching this game, you are an LSU fan.
That's right. Well, at least the Auburn bench has been enveloped in shadows now.
Yeah, I mean, this side on the shadow side is nice, but the sun side over there is brutal.
Left side, Rock Thomas. Ricky Jefferson makes the tackle on the clock at 7:39. 7:30 to go. And it's 3rd and 4. Late subs.
Vern, does Duke Williams have a touch in this game?
I don't believe he does.
They had one pass thrown to him, maybe two thrown to him. One was intercepted. I think he's maybe targeted twice. He's got 2 targets. Does he have any stats?
None. Down low, Rock Thomas makes the grab. He's got help going down the sideline and the help of Avery Young, number 56. No, you're right. I mean,
All-American receiver. Now remember, he was paired with Sammy Coates a year ago. But right now, they can't find a way to get him the ball either.
There's Duke Williams. He's been thrown to twice for the season. He has 5 catches in what will be 3 complete games. He's at the top of the screen. Corner blitz. They go right. Rock Thomas, alley.
Thank you, Vern. Gary, I heard you mention that there's a hot side and there's a side in the shade. Well, I've been hanging out on the side in the shade. That happens to be LSU's sideline. They picked it strategically. That way, when the sun started to shift, they could be in the shade for most of the game. And the heat really hasn't been an issue since the start of this second half. The players are turning down offers from the managers to take some water. They're not really wearing the ice towels. And Les Miles even kept his jacket on. I asked him at halftime if he'd take it off. He said, no, I like to be consistent.
Johnson. There's Duke Williams. But that's going to be way too little, way too late.
Yeah, but it's off the running quarterback type play. I think there's going to be a personal foul on this play and tacked on to the end of it. But you're right, Deion Jones got a late hit here, but Duke Williams has to be more a part of this offense.
Johnson on first down. Got a man wide open. Touchdown. That is Duke Williams.
And matched up against Dante Jackson, a true freshman that time. Dante, only 167 pounds, a young player learning how to play the corner position. Remember, this is a team that lost Jalen Collins, a player that they thought they would get back to the NFL, drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, but this time Duke showed the potential he has.
Daniel Carlson for the extra point. Perfect in his career, as you can see. And he remains that way with his 67th consecutive.
Let's look at this from the Vern. Let's look at this from the Auburn side. Did they establish anything in the second half? Let's talk about that when we come back.
Daniel Carlson will kick off. Williams joins Fournette deep. And they do kick it deep. Let it go.
You remember those defensive tackles and the attacking? Remember after that sack by Frank Aaron? And I said Ed Orgeron was going to kiss him. Well, he might not have. At least we didn't catch it. But some of his teammates did. Look at this. They were saying,
Oh, great.
now that's how you celebrate. And we're going to go to the lonely Kevin Tolliver. I'll tell you that. Remember him, the freshman corner in an SEC game. We only seen him twice. Once doing nothing, second time doing nothing. Two best highlights you can have if you're a corner.
That's right. Darius Geis with the carry on this one. 1:44 to go.
You got to be pretty good, and your defense has to be pretty good. Where you're a freshman corner in the SEC and no one can attack you the whole game. I don't even know if they went at him, did they? I don't even remember a throw in his direction. Incredible. He's a big talent. He committed to LSU in his sophomore year of high school and never wavered. Stayed with it the whole way.
Second down and 9. Auburn obviously has chosen to put a period to this thing. And we've got less than a minute to go. This one's in the books. 45-21. LSU rushed for a modest 411 yards. And Fournette had 228 of those. Handshake, middle of the field. Tiger coach and Tiger coach. Let's go down to Allie, who is with Les Miles.
Coach, what a dominant win. You beat Auburn for the 8th consecutive time here at home, and you did it on the back of Leonard Fournette, who rushed for 228 yards. You said he was special, but how special?
Yeah, this is a quality group of young men. They're really committed to one another, and Leonard Fournette, all of the accolades and all of the descriptions that you can make of the guy, I mean, he's very, very special.
You said Brandon has great potential, that he'll only improve from game to game. What improvements did you see from him today?
Again, he managed the game. He made the throws that he needed to make. Certainly he wasn't perfect, but you know what? I don't know anybody that is. Made some plays with his feet. I mean, we're starting to look like the offense we're capable of being.
Congrats on the win, Coach. Thank you
very much.
That's a little scary, Gary.
LSU will be favored to win every game coming all the way up to the Alabama game. A lot of people pick them as their sleeper in this conference. You know what? They're no longer a sleeper.
Our final score, 45-21. For Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, Vern Lundquist saying so long from Baton Rouge. The Dodge postgame show is up next after these messages and a word from your local station.